Hello everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Well, first of all guys, I wish to apologise for yesterday not being able to do a video. I had lots and lots of admin work. So I've caught up with it. I'm back today. I'm going to be doing a video on just a little arrangement where it can sit on your coffee table, in your window, wherever around the house, guys. It will go anywhere. It's only a small little container like this. I'd say it was like metal with a stand which you can, move the flowers up and down like so to however you'd like them. I'm going to I cut down a little piece of foam like this, and I'm just going to place that in and then put some pot tape over just to hold it in. I'm not sure whether to do a bow or not. I'm not sure. I haven't even got the ribbon out. So I was thinking if I did, it might just be of like a hessian or burlap, something like that. But first of all, and I've not prepared, guys, I've unfortunately had a bit of bad news, or sad news, should I say. The old gentleman over the road who I take his dog Benji for a walk is extremely not well, and is being taken into hospital. So it doesn't look good. So I'm a bit late coming on. It's I say late, it's 12:30. But I'm going to think positive. He's in my heart, in my mind, and God will guide him. So today, for our foliage, again, because I've not prepared, we'll do it as we go along. I've got some fern, another type of fern that I've got, and it is similar to the button fern, not far much off from it, bit wider little leaves on it, but we're going to use some of those in it. I've also got out some tradescantia, I think it's called, what Linda reminded me, but I've got it in green. I've got it in green with a dark colour in the centre, the one that I say looks like cat's eyes. So again, I've got the bunch of that out ready. It's a beautiful colour. It's got in the centre a little bit of pink on it, but it's more of a, I'd say like you'd get the eucalyptus, where it's like a grey colour, a grey blue colour with the green. It's beautiful. I've got out 3 stems of my wispy, of course, wispy spiky lavender. So we've got that out as well. I'm trying to think what this is called. I can't remember if it's the orange leaves or if it's the something else. I can't remember. It'll come to me as we're going along, guys. So please forgive me. So for our floral, I have got out just a few stems, what was just some leftovers that I placed on picks, and of our sea holly or erygnium. I think it's the erygnium because they are a bit longer, they're more oval shaped on the top. Now the sea holly is flatter in the centre. So we've got those in like a cream colour. I've also again placed these on picks when I was using them, some leftovers of our beautiful Queen Anne's lace. I adore this. I tried growing one of these in my garden and I just couldn't get it to grow. I don't know why. For these as well, I am using peach coloured chrysanthemums. I've got 3 stems out. I don't think I'm going to use the 3 stems because it's such a small container, but I've just got them out just in case. I've also got out some little baby peonies with their own little bit of foliage and a little bit of wildflower as well. So I thought we may incorporate those. And at the same time, I've also got out some of these other different types of peonies in more of a coral colour. Again, I'm going with different tones. I'm having like the lighter with the darker because I want it to bounce off of each other. And this also has got its own foliage in as well. A little bit of fern, so, and some other little bits as well. So we've got that also. And as well, I don't know if I'm going to use these or not, but I've got some magnolia, what are peach in the centre, well, peach around the side and more of a peachy coral colour in the centre. And it comes with one of these, a bud. So I've got that as well. So that's what we're going to use today. So I'm going to bring the camera down and I'm going to attach the pot tape, because I've tried to attach glue to the underside of the wreath wrap, but because it's curved, it's just not catching at the bottom. So I'm going to place in some pot tape. So one moment, guys. So let's just bring it down a bit here. I think you may be able to see there. I'll check again a bit further as we go along. I'll just grab the ribbon in case I change my mind. You know me, guys. We'll just go for, with it, everything being peach, we'll just go for this burlap ribbon and 1.5 inch in case, you know, if we do place it in. So, oh, and I just wanted to tell you guys, around Easter weekend, I am going to be having a bit of a refurb in my workshop. The workbench where I've got it placed now is going to go over the other side of the room. So everything behind me as well will be moved from this side to the opposite side. And the reason for that being is because myself and my friend are setting up a little business, as well as keeping my own business, Flower Patch, as well, but setting up a partnership in a business where we are going to be selling artificial flowers. So we're going to be supplying them to other wonderful, wonderful people out there who love to create and do artificial floral arrangements. So, but I can't give you a date when that starts or when we will be starting, because there is ever such a lot of work behind the scenes, you know, concerning getting the stock, you know, registering the business, you know, sorting out lots and lots of other admin things as well, what you have to have by law in the UK. So, and that is a big job in itself. So we have started the procedures with it, but we can't say when it's going to be up and running just yet. Right, I've got the pot tape, and all I'm going to do, I'm not going to place it going all the way around. For you new beginners, all I'm going to do is just place it a little bit over the top here, around there. Just press it down, attach it on. Now let me do this straight, guys. I want to make sure that the foam is lovely and straight. So I'm going to go there, just rub that on so it stays, and then press it onto the wreath wrap. I'm pulling it across to the opposite side, and then I'm just going to cut it and then flatten it as well on the opposite side. to keep it from falling out, basically. So let me just place that there. Right, let's start. So I want some of our beautiful fern, and I'm going to cut this down into pieces. I'm not going to, as of yet, place them on picks. I just want to let them flow nicely. And I'm going to stick one around the center, and again, it's not going to be too high. I don't want it, you know, like really tall, because I tend to go, when you have a container with your florals, with the height, you tend to place it 1.5 times higher than your container. So it goes there as one. What should I say here? Let's do it like this. One there, and then half of that, what you've measured up to here. So which would be approximately around there. So then you would add that on to there. So that's how high you really need to be going. So that's why, as you can see, I've placed these incorrectly. So I will do the same and place this one. And I'm going to have maybe some hanging over. And what I'm doing at the moment is creating our perimeter, our boundary, or our line, as you wish to call it. I'm going to put one opposite where I've just placed that one, and I'm pushing it as far down as it will go and just bending it slightly over. And I'm going to do the same with this one. It's a beautiful day outside, guys. An extremely beautiful day. So there's the other one. And then just one more. I'll take from the top on that stem. You can move your leaves around and, you know, and place them the correct way, because some are always facing the wrong way. And push that right in and just give it a little bend. Like this one is facing the wrong way. They're not wired, the leaves, it's just the main stem. So we've got it like that, which is about the right size for the container. Right, do I use I'm going to hang on to that one. So let's get in some of our tradescantia. This is really pretty. And I'm going to be bringing some out like so. Again, I'm not going to chop away. I want some longer stemmed leaves. So we'll place that one. And they're not very strong, these. Let me just get my old puncher. For you new beginners, if you can get one of these off Amazon, you know, to help you along if you can't seem to push in your stem, because it's not as strong and it bends like this one as you place it in. So I use that like so. just to give it a helping hand to go in. And again, I'm pushing that right to the bottom leaf. This will stick up to start with, but once we've placed in our floral on top, it will come down. And I'm going to place another one at the side. Oh my good gracious me. We'll place that one there. Yes, my husband running his own business as well. He's a joiner, so that's handy, isn't it, guys? He's going to build me a racking system to store all of the stock for the new business. With me and my friend. And both me and my friend are professional florists. We both have been doing floristry since we were young girls. We've both got over 25 years experience. So we just thought, why not? Why not? Let's help people out there. So there's a lot of research for stock and things like that. So again, I can't tell you when it will be launched at the moment, but I will keep you informed, especially for you, because unfortunately we can't ship to the US. So I'm sorry guys in the US, but it's the shipping costs which are, you know, really costly. So for the, you know, you people in the UK, just keep an ear out. Right, let's see, because they will come down like that. I'm going to place in one of our mums. I've got two floral, and that stuck, there we go. Two big heads and a smaller head. I'm going to save the leaves because I will add those in. Now, I do want to place one around the center, like so. Again, I don't want it too far up. I don't want it past what we've done. And this is going to be like a 360 degrees arrangement. Oops. Got glue all over me. So as you can see, with the tradescantia, I've placed this above it, so it's pushing it down. We'll use the smaller one as well. We want it to look as natural as possible. And I'm going to go around here also. So I've placed 3 in there. I'm going to place 1 as well either side. A lot of people, when it comes to springtime, tend to go a lot for the pinks, purples and things like that. And sometimes, you know, the peaches and that tend to be forgotten. That's the reason I chose these today. So we have that. I did have a lady actually who asked me if I could do a video on showing how I choose my floral for a video. I do. It's not a case of that I choose them. It's just a case of I just look at the colour and think that would go nice. That would go nice. So, oh, I've forgotten the leaf. 1 moment, guys. I've forgotten the leaves. I just tend to look at the colour. Like I came in and chose this today. I just thought I'm going to do a nice peach one today. A nice. Oh, I've just torn that one. So, and I just thought, let's get some chrysanthemums out today as well. So I've just placed this on a pick, just so I can use as maybe filler foliage. It's got a lot of glue on the bottom of the leaf from the stem it was on. Let's just remove that if we can. I don't know if that one will go in. No, I can't get that one in either. Right, so let's place these in. And with these, I'm going to bring them around the bottom here, just under there, and one behind at the back. And I'm calling it the back because the point on here is, you know, goes to the back. So, I may cut a few of these down shorter. Let's just try with these first. And I'm just cutting them in half. Let's see, we'll go here. And I'm going to place these, I'm sure these are the orange leaves. And then I'm going to place a few around the bottom, just to give that dark foliage instead of just having light foliage. So I've mixed it in there, and with us having 4, I'm going to place them in 4 different positions, both opposite either side. Where did I place that one? There, so we go over, so it goes around here. So like that. So basically I'm looking at the foam and I'm going in all 4 corners of the foam. Let's bring this down a little. So we've got that at the moment. Isn't that pretty? Pretty colours. I'll hang on to that one as well. I'm going to place in some of our coral, and I'm going to bring these down at the bottom as well. So to always, you know, bring some of your floral underneath, and where you see these two, I'm going to place it in between, so I'm creating a triangle. I'm giving my floral, as they say, breathing space. Unless you're doing a compact arrangement, that is. And another one in here as well. And then one there. So I've got those, as you can see, around the edge. I've got, let's have a look. I may bring 3 up above as well. So let's do that and bring the 3 up above. We're going to, I may feel like I want to have lots of flowers today. So I'm going to create the triangle position up above. But just slightly a little bit shorter than the one in the centre, the chrysanthemum. I don't want them higher than that, because we are going down in size. Like so. I must admit, I do like peachy colours. I find them very pretty. It was weird yesterday, guys, not doing a video. It was just didn't seem right. So yeah, we're going to do that, because again, sometimes I don't choose what style or what design of arrangement I'm going to do. Sometimes I wing it and just go with it and hope, you know, let it come out looking beautiful. And sometimes I do have a plan. I'm going to bring some of our, where you see this and this one, I'm going to break it up and bring some Queen Anne's lace in. So I'll do that as I'm going around. Again, and that's got to be, I'm doing that slightly shorter. So there's a taller one, then it's going down to the next size, then that has to be shorter than this one, and then that has to be shorter than the Queen Anne's lace, you know, in height. So it's like you're staggering it and you're making like a dome shape. So I'll do the same here. Oops. And I'll part that one as well. And we'll do one here also. I know we've only got three of the coral coloured peonies on top, but I'm treating this like we've got 4 and still placing the Queen Anne's lace above. The coral peony at the bottom. So we've got those all around. Now I don't really know, I don't think I want those going in as a cluster. So I'm going to pull some of these off of the main stem. Let's pull all of them off. Get my picks. And I'm going to place glue, because there's a hole on the bottom where I've pulled it off. I'm going to place glue on my pick, then I'm going to push my pick inside. So I've created then a single pick like that. That's if you haven't seen me do it before, which I think most of you have. And by pulling them off as well, it does, your foliage or floral, you know, depending on what you're using, does go further. It saves you having to use, so like I've just said, the cluster of these, and I can just take them all off and use these as picks, and I've then only used 1 stem. So it then saves you using 3 stems, full stems. You can just use these as little wispy bits. Like that. I don't want, so I'm going to place these in. I'm going to save 3 for the top and then have 4 at the bottom. So let's start around the bottom area first. And I'm pushing these in quite far as well, because I just want that wispy, you know, that wispy look, but not too much, you know, sticking out too far. I will sort that out, because that's sticking out a little bit too much for me on this arrangement. So I've got the wispy bits around the sides here. So let's bring the wispy bits up above, around where the chrysanthemum is, in the centre. I can get it in. There we go. And I don't mind the wispy bits sticking out because it's airy. You can see through it. It's just there for a little bit extra texture and interest. Can't do it with that. Let me just pull it back out, guys. It's just not going in. There we have it. And then we'll do this one and bring this over here, because I'm only having 3. So we've got that now, like that, around the top. So that's starting to look, you know, quite filled up, or full, should I say. I've got our erygniums, and I'm going to bring those around. How many have I took out? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've only got 6. Why didn't I get 7? Oops. Let me just cut that one as well. And I'm going to place these just as a little bit more of a depth there, because we have got the Queen Anne's lace, which is you know, spiky, well, sort of like spiky, but a similar texture to the erygnium, so I don't want to have too much of the same texture. I can see, I can't see. There we have it. So we'll just dot those around. Again around the bottom, and then I can bring, I'll use the other 2 and bring those up above. I'm going to bring that one here. Again, don't be frightened to sort of like push a few bits in deeper than the, you know, however far it comes out. Push a few in as depth. It doesn't mean to say that everything's got to sit on top. You can have that depth. So with the erygnium in, or thistle, whichever you like to call it, now we've got that in around it as well. Now I have again, now I haven't used these yet. I've had these a while, guys, and I just haven't used them. Oops, one of the heads have come up. Now the lady also said to tell her where I got things from. Today the chrysanthemums I got from my wholesaler that has it's not for the public, it's just trade. So I did get the chrysanthemums from them. These little peonies I got from Temu. These Queen Anne's lace I got from Temu. Now these I got from my wholesaler as well, again where I buy trade. This spiky thing I got spiky lavender I got from, if I can remember correctly, I think it's Lily Jade's Floristry wholesale, but unfortunately they are closing. And the fern I got from Temu. That's right, yeah, those ones I got from Temu. So that's where I got those, all of those. So, you know, up to yet again, these ones I got. Can that go on there? Where's the rest sat? Oh no, I'm missing a flower. I think it may be in the bucket, but the rest I did get. Let me just check these, guys, because I don't think these are stuck on very well. I want to just glue them back on. Now, there's a flower missing from there. So, or is that just a twig? Well, it should have leaves. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to have a look in my bucket. Let me just glue this one back on. So do I don't want that. It's quite heavy. Let's have a look. Let's see if this head comes off. No, that one's glued on quite well. So I've got one missing there. I wonder if I can, let's move this one up. Yeah. Oops. I can't get it in now. I can't get that in. May have to just leave those two and use these three. I'll have to go in my bucket. So I want to see where there's not, because you've got your peach colour up above. So I want to bring a bigger flower head down at the bottom. So I'm going to do that with these. I'm just going to tidy up the stem because it's got prongs on it that I don't really want on. So there's an area here. I can just push these in a little bit further. So I've got one there. Let's take the prongs off. So I'm going to work these in a triangle. So then I'm going to place one here and one here. Let's just look. I'm going to need one here. Bring that down a little. And do the same with this. Tidy the stem up, make it look neat. And there's one around. I'm looking for the something to hold on to. And have that one. That one down there. Again, I don't want them sticking out too far. Right, so that is with those. I'm not going to use those. I don't know about a bow. I think I've not got enough room now. I may just do a 2-loop bow or 1-loop bow. We'll see. Now we have our little, like an ivory coloured, between an ivory and a peach really. And I'm going to use all of these. Now this one is just a little bit of like a wildflower with some seed heads on. I've got another one there, so I may be able to bring those up to the top. Place them up here. We'll see. I hope you've all got wonderful weather. It's glorious here in the UK. But I don't want to speak too soon, because I know what the English weather's like. So do I just, in fact, just place those two on a separate pick and have these around the bottom? Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll go floral, then we'll go the little foliage here, and then the peony again. So we'll do it like that. Whoops. So let me see where it's needed. There's one under here, definitely needed. So we'll place that one there. Then we'll go one of these. We'll place that under here too. And again, this would look really pretty. Maybe even as a gift, guys, you know, to your mum, anybody like that. It would look super pretty. When I'm doing florals, because my mum doesn't live near me, she lives quite far away, so I tend to just do an arrangement and take it up as a gift. And she does like that. So then we'll bring that one there. It doesn't have to be for any occasion. I just take her it as a gift. So that's what it's looking like from the top. And then you've got it around the sides, as you can see. So because I've got this, I'm going to pull the two heads off. instead of having it as one. And then I'm going to also place picks on these as well. So, and then I'm going to place these again at the top. So that's one. And the other one. There as well. So we've got now those little peonies in as well. I'll save that stem. So I don't know whether to have some of these up. I may take some of these leaves off and place these on picks as well. And do that. And then dot these around just as like filler foliage and use it like that. I think I've got somebody here with the delivery. One moment, guys. Sure, I've just heard them come up my path. No, it was for my neighbour. They thought number 10 again. They thought who lives at number 10 lives here. It was 2 doors away. So I'm taking every one of these off, even the smaller ones. And I'm going to place picks on these as well. Let me just check if you can see. If that camera's all right in shot. We need to come out a little. Just move that to the side. So I'm placing these on pick. So then again, like I say, we can use them as filler foliage, dot them around. So then you haven't got to use a full stem or, you know, more than one stem. Whoops, a daisy. Just missed then. Let's grab some more. And these picks, I used to get them off Amazon until I spotted them on Temu. Much cheaper. So now I buy them usually around 1,000 at a time. I'm going to, I mean, I usually wait till I've got down to about 200 and then I order another 1,000, but I've got about 500 left and I've already got 1,000 in. I've just ordered them while I was browsing. You know how you do it, guys. Us ladies and some gentlemen as well, you see something, no intention of buying until you spot something and then you think, oh yes, I'd like that. Again, I had no intention of buying, just wanted to have a look. And then I thought, when they came up and I scrolled past, spotted them as I was scrolling, I just thought, oh, I'll get them now while I'm on the site having a look. I think they're called ironclad, as in CLAD, florist wire or picks. One more, our last one, and there we have it. So they're all of our dark foliage, what would look really pretty. There was two, I can't. So let's start mainly probably by bringing the larger ones to the bottom. So I'm going to go right underneath again because I want some foliage down at the bottom, as you can see here. So I'm choosing the larger ones. How many have I got? That's 2, 3, 4, and the others are quite big, smaller, sorry. So we've placed that one there. We'll go here. Can't see. Place that one there. And if you've got oddments as well, you know, what's a slightly bigger leaf, and you've got those, place those in as well. You know, leftovers, that would be, you know, that gives you a good reason to use them up so they don't go to waste. So now I've done those 4 along the bottom. I'm going to come slightly higher up. So 1, 2. I don't want them sticking too far out. 3, 4, and I'm going to do 5. So when I say I go slightly higher up, there you see that one. I'm going to go about the mid, around here, this area where this chrysanthemum is. So that's the area that we're going to place them. So where the Queen Anne's lace is, that area. Or that section. I can't seem to feel, I can't see. I'm struggling a little bit with that one. The glue's already dry. So let's give it a bit of a sharper point on the end. And let's try again. There we go. And I've placed that in, so you may not really see it, but it's there, so it's not sticking out too much. Let's put I've got really nothing. Just, oh, it's a leaf that's in the way. Let me take it out. Sorry about this. I can see a leaf what was just sticking in the way. There we go. That one more. Move all the leaves. That one. So that is around the middle section. So now with these, I'm going to put a few around the top to have a bit of foliage around the chrysanthemum in the centre. Oops, daisy. Give it that lovely tone, dark tone with the light. Do I add I'm going to add another one. What's that there? So that's filled that up. I've got 3 pieces left, so I'm going to bring those down the bottom as well. These are the smaller leaves as well, so we'll bring those down, mix them up with the larger ones at the bottom as well. So I'll place them in. Just lift up. Can't see. That's one. I'll bring one here. Two. And the last one, let's have a look. I think around this area. Like that. So let me just have a look. I think that looks lovely. Nice. Again, I usually like my arrangements, you know, big. But to have this, you know, really spaced, yeah, quite as a cluster, would just sit, you know, and sit lovely, just even again, like I say, in a window, on a coffee table, on a cabinet, even on a shelf, in a bedroom somewhere, you know, on your dressing table, anything like that. It would look really pretty, just as a little bit of extra floral. Now let me see about a bow. I just think I'm just going to do 2 loops. I'm not going to twist it or anything. I'm just going to fold 2 loops and see where it could be needed, because that's the front. Something's telling me here if I do. Yeah, I'm going to place just 2 loops inside there and bring them down. So let's just, I'll have a tail end. I'm going to cut it diagonally. I'll have a tail end, let's say about 8 inches. So I pinch where it's 8 inches. And then I get my ribbon, measure how long I want. Let's see if it's that big. Or would that be too big? I'm going to do 12 inch. So it's a 6 inch loop. So pinch where the 12 inches on your mat. Bring it towards you, under and towards you. Place in between your 2 fingers, your finger and thumb. Twist. Do 12 inch again on your mat. Pinch. Go away from you, under, and bring the ribbon under and away from you. Place in between your thumb and finger, and then twist and bring the tail end down like so. So I'm having it down. I'm just going to cut a little bit longer than I usually would, but that's just so I may leave it like that. I'm going to just use a piece of floral wire because you're not going to see it once it's in. I'm going to get a thread. Turn your hand over, you know, like you're looking at your watch. Go through your thumb and finger here with the wire. Bring it over and meet with the one you've just threaded through. And then twist your bow. I've only done it a couple of times. I don't need it more than that. Now just make sure that my tail ends are facing downwards. Right, so I'm going to cut this one, I'd say just a little bit longer, not much. So I've got a thicker pick here, what I've had when I did real florist, you know, with real flowers. I'm going to put a bit of glue on the end. Let's just move the ribbon out the way. Put a bit of glue on this wire here. And then I'm going to wrap one stem wire, should I say, sorry guys, one wire round at a time. And that's just to hold the, and glue at the same time the wire on to the pick and hold the ribbon in place. Now I've done that one, I'll do the same with that. Just bring it around. Like so. So I now have my loop. So what I'm going to do with this, cut like so, dip it in the glue at the bottom. Let's get our arrangement. And again, around here where that gap is, which I've purposely moved the flowers out the way so I can place it in there. or I bent the flowers, should I say. Push that pick right down. And if I show you this way, I'll just stand up, guys. Straighten up my bow. I've just brought that tail end from under there, and I've threaded this tail end under as well. So they're just hanging over the side. So it's like that. So it's just offset from the front centre part. So we've just got it there. I don't need any more. If you fancy, you know, you find that you'd like to add a bit more in, one at the back as well. I don't know. No, I don't want one there. Then you can, you know, it's everybody's got their own opinion on the personal preference on things. So you could place one there as well, or you could add several around. Again, it's your choice, guys. You making the wonderful arrangement. Right, so that today is our project complete. Let me just, yes, that's lovely. That's really pretty. And the reason I've done this one up here is shorter is because it is off to the side and it is not at the front where you can see it much. So I've purposely allowed this one to be slightly longer. So again, that's our little compact arrangement, or would you say compact or nearly compact? But I'd say compact. In a little bowl, and again, because the bowl head moves, you can bring the floral down and have it on show like that instead of upright. Isn't that pretty? So let me just move these out of the way because I'm standing on them. I'll bring up the camera. Place all my stuff as I go down. There goes here. There. Chrysanthemums in here. So that is the arrangement, guys. Let me just lift the camera up. So I hope you enjoyed that. Quite a nice colour, the peach. It's very, I find very calming and relaxing. Very spring summer look as well. And again, just with that little bit of a bow added in. Just with the 2 loops, nothing else. You don't need on something like this, you know, big bow, unless that's what the design again is what you're looking for. I didn't have an idea of what I was doing today. I didn't have a plan. You know, I just knew what colour I wanted to do. So, but because of the arrangement, you know, the size of the container, I knew I couldn't go too big. So as I started placed in the chrysanthemums, I thought, right, let's keep it as a compact. So, and again, that can be moved forward or it can be upright on this occasion. So I quite like it forward, actually. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. And it'd look lovely anyway, lovely as a gift. You could put a ribbon on the stand. If you haven't got anything like this, guys, or if you've just got a cylinder, you know, bowl type thing, do that instead. Use that. Or it doesn't have to be, you know, in a round bowl. You could use a square one if you wish, and just create the round shape of the actual arrangement and do it like that. That would look extremely pretty too, and it would look really, really nice. And just add again, you've noticed I've not added a lot of wispy bits in, because obviously with it being compact, so I've just added the odd bit in just to give it movement. That's all I've placed those in for, is that movement. And with the fern sticking out as well, that gives a little bit of movement as well and adds a little bit of extra interest to the arrangement. So I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a go. Even if it's not in peach and it's in a colour choice of you know, that you prefer, or whomever you're giving it to, which colour they may prefer. And have fun. You know, the lovely little things to have. Excuse me. And you could always make something like this in a garden plant pot and sit it on your garden, or something like this to sit on your table, your patio table or your garden table, when you're out there having a little tea party or a drink with friends and family or anything like that, just as a bit of decor. So please subscribe, share and like to everybody who you know, to the world, to whomever, guys. You know, it will help me. I much appreciate if you give us a thumbs up or a comment as well. It does help my business get recognised, and I do appreciate, and I am sincerely grateful for all your comments. You know, and as usual, I will always reply. So at the end of the day, I can't not reply. I'm too chatty. I'm very chatty. So have a great time creating something like this. Take care. Look after yourselves. I love you all. God bless. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just have a little close-up. So all these wreaths, first of all, guys, like you see on the shelves here, all of the wreaths and the, you know, decoration behind, all that is going when I set up, or I have a refurbishment. It's going to be around the weekend of, I think, the 19th of April, something like that. So I may not be doing a video for a couple of days after. So that'll be like the 21st, 22nd of April, due through, you know, the refurbishment going off, because everything will be everywhere. So anyway, let's go on to this. This is our beautiful peach coloured chrysanthemums. Don't they look lovely? Aren't they really? Such a subtle, you know, pleasant, calming colour. And then you've got your coral coloured peonies. And again, your lovely fern. And then you've got your spiky lavender. And if I turn it around, I wonder if you can see. And then you can see here the beautiful magnolia. I love magnolias. And then there's a beautiful, can you see the pink, look? Just in there, that's lovely. Tradescantia, that is foliage. The orange leaves, got a bit of something on there. And then you've got your thistle or erygnium. What else did we put in, guys? Oh, and our little peach peonies here as well. And our Queen Anne's lace. Let's just turn it. Our Queen Anne's lace there also. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if I've forgotten anything. And then there's our lovely bow to match in with the colour of what we have been using. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.